YouTube. This is just Shay Davis. If you guys be so kind to like, comment, share, and subscribe, hit the notification bell. I appreciate you. You guys, I had to come on here, and I usually don't comment on about other people's lives, just my own situations when I comment about typically. But I had to come on here because of the Will Smith and Chris Rock situation last night at the Oscars. And the reason why I felt like I need to come on is because my house is talking about it. My sons are talking about it, my daughter. And so I just wanted to come on here because I want people to be mindful. Like, you can't, and I think we all know this, but you can't just lose control in a moment of time, because that definitely can make a difference between your freedom and not having freedom. And that's a simple part of that. Now, like my sons were more looking at the angle of, where was this energy that Will Smith had when it came to August and his wife. And so, you would think that'd be more egregious than a joke. And everybody is well known that Chris Rock is a comedian. He tells jokes for a living. So because he was so enraged, and my personal thought would be that maybe it's something he's acting out. Maybe Will Smith's acting out. Maybe something's going on behind the scenes that we are not aware of. But this is why, talk to your kids. Make sure that your kids do not, and I think it just shows a moment that when kids put people on pedestals, whether they're celebrities or whatever, that they just show that these are real people too. It does. It shows that. But it also shows, sometimes a behavior that needs to be corrected. I think that there's no reason to put your hands on anybody at any point in time. We grow out of that. We do that as, children. We continuously try to correct our children from acting out of emotion and getting physical with someone. So I don't think there's I don't think it's justified. I don't feel like he was defending his wife honor or anything of that nature. I think that he, to defend her honor would be to go to Chris Rock man to man behind, like backstage and address it and kind of confront it and let him know what his perspective is, give Chris an opportunity to apologize and or not apologize. But I think that would have been a more mature thing to do, because as celebrities, they have a responsibility. They have a lot of children looking at them. They have a lot of grown-ups looking at them too. So I think that to control ourselves and to think before we react is an absolute necessity, especially when you are in a position of influence. And I like all three. I like Jada, I like Will, and I like Chris Rock. So I like all three. So I'm not biased one over the other. I just want, for the right thing to do. And when you have teenagers and young men conducting themselves, you got to be an example. You got to know that you're an example to that. So you always think, and I take my hat off to Chris Rock for not reacting. He's a better man than some, because he took that. He thought about, his position, which is what I wish Will would have done, thought about his position. And I think he made a great decision for himself not to respond in that manner. I don't believe that Chris Rock was scared of Will on any level. I don't think that's why he didn't react. I think that he's wise. I think he just knows that in his position, he got a position with Oscars, presenting, and he wanted to continue in that position. And I think that he very well should. He definitely proved to the world that he can, handle himself. So hats off to Chris Rock. And then Will Smith, I think that you owe Chris Rock an apology. I think that it needs to come sooner versus later. And there's other ways to approach another human being that says something that you dislike, even though originally when the joke was told, you were one of the people who laughed at the joke. And because you looked over at your wife and realized she was disappointed in it, then, is that, if you have to ask yourself, is that Chris Rock's fault that you laughed? No, it's not. And everybody knows that, I don't think it came from a a malicious place from Chris Rock. He's a comedian. We got to learn to laugh at ourselves on some stuff. And that's me saying that. And you know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh, very self-conscious about certain things. But at the end of the day, we got to laugh about it. Change it or laugh about it. One of the two. So you guys go having a blessed one. That's just my take on it. Just be celebrity, teachers, anyone who's not even in celebrity status. Anyone. Keep in mind that people watching you. You always have some child watching you, whether it's your child or someone else's child watching. And just be that adult that you would want to have example for your own children. So I just think Will needs to apologize sooner versus later. Okay, you guys have a great one. Again, if you haven't done so already, go ahead and like, share, comment, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell. I'll be back. Thank you.